Brother Bakari.
Peace, my brother.
Well, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you sending me the link.
Yes, sir. I didn't expect nobody.
You sent me the link, man. So I hopped on here. I'm gonna have to hop off and come back because I'm finna barbecue at the house, me and my kids. But I like the name you gave it though. When will black people take responsibility?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
Excuse me. I did not mean to be here a long time anyway, so I just wanted to make a short commentary, and I wanted to invite you and allow you to give another side of the coin, and and call it a evening, afternoon, whatever.
Oh, okay.
We are live, and this is the Reality Stemple on Earth. I'm Angel Snub 7. Your soul brother number 1, and hopefully your friend Taalik Ibn'rad. And the topic for these few minutes chosen is, when will black people hold themselves accountable? And I invited our brother, our soul African brother, Bakari, onto the platform to give another side of the story, because I am not perfect. I'm not Mr. Right. I am capable of error. I'm a dunce. I'm silly. I'm stupid. All those different things. But the thing about it is, I try to be right. I try to treat people to the best of my ability as I want to be treated. I don't run around here trying to hurt people's feelings and insult folks and all this stuff on purpose. I try to make my points in the best manner. A lot of these things people are going to take as an insult. You dishonor me or whatever it is, because they simply don't like their belief system or their ideology. They just don't like people speaking negative of their belief system that they become loyal to. And that's something I cannot help. You can talk about the Operation Exodus Mississippi all you want to. You can degrade it and slander. I mean, as long as you sit, because you have the right to your opinion. You can do that. You have the right to your opinion. But also at the same time, expect me to be able to defend my platform. Then you're going to get upset because it's not going like you think it needs to go. That's a personal problem. But I'm going to defend my platform. I'm going to defend it as best I can. But also at the same time, I am open to other things. If I was not open to other things, if I was not open to other opinions and other views, I would still be under Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam. I've never had never been loyal to a belief system or a certain train of thought. I've always, all my life, I've been flexible. I've never just said, well, this is right, I'm gonna stay here. I've never been that type of person. I've always been open-minded type person. Always flexible. I'm always flexible because, for one thing, I get bored with one thing. So you're gonna have to do something to liven this rigid, or whatever it is that I'm supposed to believe in. You're gonna have to spice it up. Or I'm seeking, I'm trying to hear other thoughts. Brother Malcolm was like that. He couldn't help himself. He loved Elijah Muhammad. He loved the teachers. But Malcolm X had a flexible mind. So he was seeking information outside of the Nation of Islam. You're supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to be rigid in your thought. You have a brain, you are alive. You're not supposed to be rigid into one frame of thought. You ain't supposed to be like that anyway. It's nice to be a Muslim, it's nice to be a Christian, or whatever you want, whatever these titles. And I don't like these titles. You're not going to title me up. I'm not going to be a Christian. I'm not going to be an African. I'm not going to be an Aboriginal. You're not going to title me up. Because once you label me, once you put me into these titles, then I can't get out of the box. I'm limited in the box that you put me in. I'm not going to be like that. I've never been like that. So if you are like that, if you are rigid in your thinking, then this is not the place to be, because I just don't do that here. And I don't suggest nobody be like that. Always be open-minded. This is how some of you who like superheroes, this is the reason why Batman get out of traps. Batman get put in all these different types of traps or whatever, but his mind is flexible. Or another good example would be MacGyver. MacGyver takes whatever is available and he gets out of these traps. You cannot get out of the trap unless you are a thinking person. If you're not a thinking person, then you die in that trap. Batman and MacGyver, even though physical, they are examples of a thinking mind. So again, if you have a rigid mind, then you are set in a certain pattern of thought. So if that certain pattern of thought and you are in a trap, then you just might as well just go ahead and lay down and die. You'll never be able to get out. You have to be thinking, flexible, and like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught me when I was in the Nation of Islam, a fruit of Islam is fast-moving, quick thinking right down to the modern times. Now, I don't want to keep us here long. We are live here on Facebook also, as well as YouTube. I just want to make a point and get out of here. Look, if you want to come here and you think I'm going to talk about the white man do this and what's his name, Bill Gates, and all these folks do this and all these folks do that and blah, blah, and the police department. If you think you want to come here and you think you want to hear all that type of stuff, this is not the place to be. I don't do that here. I understand what Bill Gates is doing. You running your mouth, but you ain't doing a damn thing about it. So why talk about Bill Gates and you're not doing nothing about Bill Gates and the Illuminati and the elites? And you talking all this crap, you ain't doing a damn thing about it. I don't want to hear that. You talk about Bill Gates and the Illuminati and President Trump. What you're not doing nothing about it. I don't want to be around a bunch of Negroes that's complaining, and you can't do nothing, and you're not gonna do nothing about it. Why I want to be around a bunch of Negroes that's just basically complaining? Now, if you go to some of these pro-black channels, Black First, RBG Nation, or whatever you want to call it, they will sit and y'all can cry and show videos how white folks beat up black people and the injustice for 4-5 hours. You can do that. And when it's all said and done, this time next year, you ain't did a damn thing about it. I'm not into that. What are you going to do about it? And the first thing that you must do, even though we have the police and Bill Gates and George Soros and whatever, the problem really begins with us. A long time ago, we was justified. The white man, this and the white. This is 2020. You have too many rights, too many damn privileges. You have a lot of money. You got beautiful houses, cars. It's you. It's you. You are the problem. You need to hold yourself accountable. You are a way better position than Dr. King, better position than Malcolm, better position than Nat Turner, Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass, and the list goes on and on. You are in a much better position and can't do no better. You can't outperform Marcus Garvey in the 1930s. More money, thousands of people out here, and you can't outperform Marcus Garvey. You can't outperform people that barely was in a car. Some of them were still driving horse and buggy, and you can't outperform and outdo them. You should be shaming yourself. And it's acceptable. It's acceptable in pro-black, black conscious circle. It's acceptable. It's not acceptable here. We must hold ourselves accountable, and we must do what is required of us in order to change the condition. I want to say this real quick, and because I'm not here for a long time, and Brother Bakari is not here for a long time. I want to use this as an example. Me and my wife, we are in a position where we are living and going through a drought. This drought could last from 1 to 3 years. We know this. This is not a guess. This is not something we assume. This is something that happens all the time. It's drought season. And those of you who you know about Africa, you know that Africa has a lot of places in Africa, they go through drought. It's seasonal drought. It's expected. It's drought season. Now, I know the loving is good. Baby, 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 give me some, yeah. Woo, we love us some sex. Got to get me some cootie, cootie, cootie. Catty, catty, catty. Love it. Is it wise to lay around knowing that you are going to be in a drought from 1 to 3 years and make a baby? Is it fair to that child that you bring that child into a drought? Is it fair? Also, you don't give a damn about the child. Only thing you care about is your ding-a-ling and your cootie cat. So y'all lay down, we lay down, and we make this baby. And the baby barely gets here because mama don't have nothing to drink. We're going through a drought. So the baby gets here, and I'm the man of the family. I go out and I search and dig in the ground and try to find water, and we suffering. I can barely find water for me and mama, let alone a baby. And so mama is dependent upon her breast to make baby milk, and she can't hardly make nothing because she need water, don't have no water. And so the baby cannot gain any pounds. The baby lay there and cry, cry, cry because the baby is thirsty, the baby is starving, the baby is hungry. I'm doing the best I can. That's what you say. I'm doing the best I can. And you are going out here, and then the good old white folks come by with their water truck and hand you a couple of gallons of water, and the baby don't make it. The baby dies from thirst. The baby dies from starvation. The baby dies from heat stroke. Now, who do you blame? Do you blame the drought, or do you blame me and my wife for the death of that baby? We are the reason why that baby is dead. We are the one that purposely brought that baby into a bad situation. We need to hold ourselves accountable. Now, some of those will say, oh, well, you got the right to have a baby. You do not have the right to bring a baby into a hostile environment, a drought situation. No, you do not have the right. You can do it. You do not have the right. You did that child wrong. Don't want to be held accountable for your actions. So here we are living in 2020, and that's what we're doing. And I never understood slavery. These slaves are in America having babies and trying to have families when you can be sold off anytime by the slave master. You could be murdered, lynched at any time. You trying to live like you live an ordinary life. A drought is not an ordinary situation. But you're going to try to have a baby and a family in a drought situation, and the baby died. That's your fault. It's not the drought. George Floyd, there was a high probability, and his mother and his father, who've been here, already know there's a probability that their son can end up in prison. There's a high probability their son can be killed by the police. by another crazy ass Negro, all become a drug addict, and all the traps living in this hostile, racist environment, they're gonna spit out a baby anyway. Yeah, the police officer choked George Floyd out. That's true. Shouldn't have done that. That's wrong. Yeah, but mama and daddy brought him here so he can be choked out, knowing the kind of environment that you was bringing this baby into. You want to make excuses for yourself. I don't make excuses for that. And the mother and father made no attempt to change the condition. A bird lays eggs when they make a proper nest. And usually the female bird will come by and inspect the nest to make sure that it's proper before she lays an egg. We don't do that. We just lay eggs on the floor, on the carpet, inside a car, on top of a septic tank. We just spitting out babies like rabbits. And then you hope for the best. I hope it'll be better one day. Yeah, you just hope for the best. And that's what we do. Because we made no attempt to make a proper nest. We make no attempt to create a proper environment for children to come into. We're going to bring our babies into a damn drought. Now, if you go to the Black conscious type channels, they will give you an excuse. It's still the white man. No, yeah. And it is. It's you too. You are an adult. You're not a slave no more. You're not making proper choices. Well, what we're supposed to do, not have babies and go extinct, is if we're going to live and continue to do what we're doing, it's more honorable to go extinct than to live in the manner that we live in right now. And I'm sick of people talking about things take time. How much time the hell do you need? 100 years since Garvey. July 4th, 2020 will be 90 years for the Nation of Islam. How much time do you need? You've been running your mouth on YouTube for at least 20, 30 years. At least 20 years, I know. Well, not 30 years, because I think YouTube just started in 2005. But you've been here a long time. How much time do you need? Let us know. You need 5 years, 10 years? And you're always making excuses for your failure and your incompetency. And it's acceptable. It's not acceptable here. I remember when I was in the Nation of Islam, even under Farrakhan. Failure is not acceptable. They give you something to do. I want you to sell 100 papers, Final Call newspapers. When you come back, you better have at least 99. They don't want to hear, well, brother, they don't want to hear all that my brother stuff and whatever, blah, blah, blah. We accept and give excuses for our failure. And we don't hold ourselves accountable for a damn thing. It's always the white man. It's Bill Gates. It's George Soros. It's the homosexuality. It's everything except you. Some of you may know my story. I was locked up for 10 years. It was unjust. I shouldn't have been locked up like that for no 10 years. But I have to accept my role in what happened to me. I was stupid. I got angry. And I was selfish, only thinking about myself. I wasn't thinking about, if I get locked up, the people that love me and care about me, I didn't care nothing about their feelings. It's only about me. That's who it was about. It's about me. And I had one of those, I don't care. Well, guess what? The Peckerwood that locked me up, he don't care either. And guess who got the power? He does. So I'm going to go to the Peckerwood and tell them, I don't want to be here. I want to get out. They're going to come to me and say, I thought you didn't care. Thought you don't care. Because we don't care either. Don't keep you here the rest of your life. I knew many of the things that I was doing would cause my incarceration. I knew. So I have to accept responsibility for what I done, for being a damn fool, because that's what I was. For being stupid. Because I could have turned back. It didn't have to go that far. But no, just like you, just like we do. I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do. Well, keep doing what you want to do. I'm going to do what make me feel good. Keep doing what make you feel good, what you want to do. Until somebody that has power that can change your course of direction is a whole different ball game. And I paid for that 10 years. So I have to hold myself accountable. It's not, oh, woe is me. Oh, Angel Snuffing Up 7, he was so innocent. That's a lie. No, Angels, and see, that's the role y'all want to play. Oh, we were slaves and the white man do this, and this is 2020. It's a whole different ball game. You ain't never been a physical slave. That's over with. Matter of fact, the reality is most of y'all don't even give a damn about that slave stuff. You use that to gain empathy for your personal agenda, your personal narrative. That's what you use it for. So I can't do it. You want to listen to people that give you an excuse for your failure. And then the little success that you do have, you want somebody to praise you. Oh, yeah, that's so good. Well, you're doing the best you can. It's not enough. Are we liberated? No. Do we have friendships in all walks of life? Do we have our own land, our own nation? It's not good enough. You celebrating before there's a victory. Well, brother, it's little, I'm sick of it. I've been around here 50-some years, hearing the same garbage. Oh, well, things take time and blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to hear that no more. You can't do it. You're incompetent. Why don't you just admit it? You have all these great ideas, whatever, but you're incompetent. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You've done nothing since the civil rights era. And some of y'all got to have the audacity to talk about Dr. King and the civil rights era, and you have nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then you're jealous of Black Lives Matter, who has caused laws to be changed in order for us to be able to deal with police brutality, and you want to make mockery of them. What have you done? Black power, black conscience, all this blackity black stuff. You ain't accomplished a damn thing. Absolutely nothing. Make excuses, big pretty speeches. I don't care about how eloquent you talk. That don't pay my bills. That don't stop a cracker from blowing my brains out on the street. All your pretty speeches and black power and hotel. I'm just not impressed. I can't do it no more. I cannot do it no more. So I don't want to be on your talk show. I don't want to be on your live stream and y'all going through the same old garbly, dribbly stuff that you've been talking about since 2010. This is 2020. You have accomplished nothing. And you keep making excuses. And nothing is acceptable. And you keep giving all these people your money and they give you nothing in return. I can't do it. I can't do it. And most of those, if not all of those who come to this platform, not into that no more. Live it to your death. Brother told me there's only two people in this world. Either you real or you fake. There is no in between. Either you real or you fake. I cannot do it no more. We deserve freedom. We deserve justice and equality. We deserve all these different things. I'm tired of waiting on God and the divine prophets and for you to get your act together. Sick of all that bull crap. Hold yourself accountable. And see, the people don't hold you accountable. That's why you keep doing the nothing that you do. And on that note, let me pass the microphone to Brother Bakari before he needs to get out of here. Brother Bakari, take it away. Is he there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. I had the mic on mute. I told you I was moving around. I didn't want y'all to hear all this cooking I was doing, trying to cook. Yeah. Peace, my brother. I'm going to tell you something. Through all the differences and everything that we say, that we know that we have had, right?
Yes, sir.
You just said a whole lot of stuff I agree with. Now, I don't agree with the Black Lives Matter thing, me being jealous, because I think they have their own agenda. But us taking responsibility for our failures and the stuff that we're not doing, I absolutely agree with that.
Yes, sir.
I absolutely agree with everything. We constantly saying the white man did this, the white man did that, when the things that we can do ourselves, we say we want things, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, you have noticed they're saying, don't spend no money from July 1st to 11th. We gonna do that boycott, right? Well, if you're trying to build a black community and build ourselves up, a black community, African, whatever we want to call it, right? Whatever we want to call it, soul community, whatever, right? Why wait till July 1st and why not make it a lifestyle where you start spending your money with your own people on a consistent basis, where you search them out so we can build them up so then they can come to the community and be able to offer jobs. But our goal is, we're gonna go, we're gonna boycott, and for people we say don't like us, we're gonna boycott for a couple of days. Now watch this. We're gonna either spend a whole lot of money the last few days of this month or a whole lot of money with the same people on the 12th of July, right? You want to boycott somebody because you want them to treat you better. You are not trying to get away from your oppression that we'll claim that we under. See, the lifestyle I talk about is the lifestyle that I live. That's why when you look at my channel, you're going to see at least 6, 7, 8 different black-owned businesses where I go to and I record and I talk to them while I'm in there. Give out your address. You understand? Because that's a lifestyle for me. I can't, and I'm saying we as a people have to make it a lifestyle. If you don't make taking care of yourself a lifestyle, you're going to forever be under someone else's thumb, under someone else. Somebody going to always have their neck, their knee on your neck, and we're going to be saying, I can't breathe. But the reason we can't breathe is because we have not gotten up and take that damn knee off our neck. If we take that knee off our neck, if we stand up and be strong black men, we can take that knee off our damn neck. You know what I told somebody when I was talking to the cops and the dude was over there, me and the cops had words, right? I said, if anything happened to me out here, it happened to me because I'm fighting back. I say, but I'm going to tell you something. If the only thing you can do is pull out your phone and record 8 cops beating me and 1 choking me, don't even record it. Let them get away with it. Because if you ain't man enough to save somebody, you call your brother. Get the hell away from me. Because there ain't no way, Taalik, Ibn'rad, with all the differences we have had, will I sit there and see Taalik saying, I can't breathe, and 4 cops got him, and he's dying. Ain't no way in the hell I would sit there and watch you die without doing something. You don't have, if you scared, you gonna die as well. I told somebody, there's things you can do. We licensed to carry in Georgia. Walk up a good 30 feet away where you can get away if you're scared. Shoot a couple rounds in the ground to draw their attention somewhere else. Or go run by and hit them if you don't want to stand there and fight. There's things we can do. But we don't do those things out of fear. You said we ain't slaves, right? We are not in physical bondage, but this mental bondage that we are under, my brother. I'm starting to believe it's worse than the physical bondage, because at least during the physical bondage, we knew what we were up against and we knew what we were supposed to do. But right now we walk around and chat and just think somebody else is going to do it for us. Somebody else. We are literally waiting on somebody else to come fight for us.
Right.
When we can do the same thing everybody else did. I did a show the other night. And when these people right here was arguing about their taxes and everything over here in this country, what they said, give me liberty or give me death. Ain't that what they said?
Mm-hmm.
We are asking, well, we know what y'all did to us. Can y'all please stop? Can y'all please make me equal to you? I want equality. Equality is you are asking for equality. You are asking the people who have dominated you and oppressed you for all these years to finally say, you know what? I'm going to let y'all be equal to me. Ain't that's what they're doing? Some stuff you got to be man enough to take it.
Yes. You
got to be man enough to take respect. You have to. We don't get respect because we ain't man enough to take it. And I'm talking about we as a group. I'm not talking about a damn individual.
Right.
We as a group, if we don't want to go out here and take the respect that we know we deserve and know that we demand and take what this country owes us, we'll never get it. Because you know something? If somebody give you something, your mama and daddy raised you, right? They fed you when you was a little boy, right? But you had to do and you did everything they said, didn't you? Because they fed you, they clothed you, they housed you. Thomas Sankara said one time, he who feeds you controls you. If we sitting around waiting on these people to give us something, do you have any idea how long they gonna still control us? We gonna be in debt forever because we didn't take nothing. We begged them. People talking about the Japanese got reparations, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Japanese got a little money, had to give up their military.
Mm-hmm.
The United States military over there, they can't even fight back.
Right.
I'll give China it props when they did. They used their money to try to build themselves up. But us, what can we do here? And I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of things that people don't believe. I believe the Mississippi thing can work. That one thing me and my brother Guy disagree on.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you something, and I know y'all bump heads a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
You said a whole lot of stuff that he agree with that he say all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of black people making babies knowing we ain't ready to take care of them.
Right.
Say it all the time, but it's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be prepared. We have to start preparing. You can't. If you want a family, that is good, but you be ready for that family. You understand what I'm saying? You be ready to be the man. I say a man has a role. The man role is respect, love, provide, and protect. If you can't do all four of those things, you ain't ready for no family. You got to be able to protect your family, right? You want to be able to provide for your family, right? You want to be able to love your family and your family love you. And more than anything, you want that respect because you was man enough to do the other three. And the respect is at the top. And that's what black men, that's what we got to start shooting for. Respect. Respect, love, provide, and protect. But like you said, oh man, heck, mama, they got a nice boot on her. I'm gonna get some of that. And then here come the sister. Ooh, girl, he's so fine. He look like Al B. Sure. I'm gonna get with him. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And now you got a bunch of kids running around here. Me doing my best because I don't have no my kids stay with me, and I'm a single dad, and I do my best. The little kids I can mentor, the young men I try to mentor, take fishing, talk to, give advice. I do the best I can by myself. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I do the best that I can, but that's what we have to start doing. When we see our people failing, we have to want to help one another. We have gotten rid of that help. You from an era where you could walk up the street and probably eat at your neighbor's house with no problem.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's how I was raised.
Mm-hmm.
But we in an era now, you go to your neighbor's house. What you over here for? I don't know you.
Right.
Man, I got my own kids that won't give you a bowl of beans.
Mm-hmm.
We have been caught up into a society, and the same people we say we don't like, the same people we claim that oppress us, the exact same people is the people we turn around and want to be.
That's right.
We brag. You know, think about it. What you said, I heard you saying, we got this nice house. I got this nice car. I got this nice job. I ain't giving it up. We'll talk about, instead of building up our own neighborhood, we'll talk about those people. And I'm going to use an example, professional athlete, Kendrick Perkins. You on here talking about, don't nobody know what you're going through in your neighborhood because you live in $1 million neighborhood and the only black family over there. And since everything going on, you done got so much hate mail and stuff coming to you, your teenage son can't even go outside by himself without y'all watching him because you're scared something going to happen to him. Then you put him in a school where there's only 2 black kids go there and he one of them. But then you want to run around and talk about they oppressing you. If you stay away from them, you won't be oppressed. Think about this, Brother Taalik.
Yeah.
We brag on our professional athletes, right? We brag on our entertainers and our actors and all that, right? Now watch this. Let's say those entertainers, those athletes, those actors, everybody decide to say, you know what? I'm tired of this. There's enough money here. We finna build our own $1 million neighborhood. And not only after we build our own $1 million neighborhood, we gonna help our people get away from that. So we finna build us a nice middle-class neighborhood for our people to live in so we can live around one another. We ain't giving them nothing because they got to buy the house that we building for them, but we can help provide. You understand what I'm saying? But our mentality, man, we are so stuck in, we want to be like somebody else. When we have to want to be us. You understand what I'm saying? Through everything that we do, Brother Taalik, and you notice how I feel. We got to be able to get past our differences and work on our similarities because we know we ain't going to agree on everything.
Right.
But in order for us to make it, we're going to have to work together. We're going to have to work together. And that's just a fact. So look, I'm going to yield the mic right quick. I got to go in and get this and flip this meat. But I'm still on here, though.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to mute my mic. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Brother Bakari, for that commentary. Legend of Reality says, it's not in our nature to go out and take. We are not warriors. I want to say, it may not be in our nature, and it's not. It really, it's not. Legend of Reality is correct. We come from slaves. There's nothing warrior about a slave. Now, you have those that tell all these other stories talking about they was kings and queens. You're a king and queen, goddess lie. That's imaginary stuff. We've been in this country going on 500 years. You don't know nobody unless they went to the United States military that you can call some kind of warrior. So let's stop lying to ourselves. So that's a true statement. It's not our nature to go out and take. We are not warriors. However, we better learn. If you want to change your condition, you better learn. I was bullied for a very long time. I'm not a fighter. I don't bother people. When you're dealing with a bully, I never done nothing to this person. For some reason, for some reason, they want to pick on me. I have no idea. I'm not a fighter. I don't know nothing about that kind of stuff. I don't know nothing about that type of thing. Well, guess what? I better learn. Because if I don't learn how to fight back, if I don't learn something, this is going to go on and on and on. Eventually, I learn. And you don't have to be the greatest fighter in the world. You know how to pick up a brick. You know how to grab you a knife. And I told that sucker, if I catch you on the toilet, I'm going to bust you upside the head with a brick. You got to turn your back. You got to sit on the toilet. You're going to have to do something where you're going to be vulnerable, and I'm going to be there. And my intent is to kill you. I'm not joking around with you no more. I'm going to try to kill you because this is over. So it wasn't my nature. I was forced to have no choice. In order for me to get peace, I had to fight. We're going to have to learn how to fight. We're going to learn how to take. The best strategy that I could bring us, because I understand where we come from, is the Mississippi campaign. You don't have to buy a gun. You don't have to go out and get a grenade. You don't have to try to be Mr. Tough or whatever. We are going to use our brain. We're going to use the thing that the enemy gave us to our advantage and take what rightfully belongs to us by using our brain. That's what we're going to do. You're going to become a mental warrior. You're going to use your mind. You're going to outfox the fox. That's what you want to do. But we cannot do that until we change, until we hold ourselves accountable, until we change. This mindset and how we think it is not going to work. Legend of Reality further says, unity is being too nice. I'm just being honest there. There can be no unity if we are not on the same page. Certainly, that's a very true statement. We have to be on the same page. If we are voting, even going back to doing the things that we done in the past, you have to be on the same page. If we gonna vote, we vote together. If we gonna march, we march for the same thing together. It's all about unity. Whether we win or lose, we got to do it together. The reason why we have or really can't accomplish nothing is because we keep doing these small things. I'm going to say this and we're going to be out already 5,000. These small projects and these little small things that we're doing, it's not enough. You need something big that can inspire the 40 million plus, that can inspire Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Oprah the same way they embrace Black Lives Matter. You need something that they can get on the train and support without treading on others so they don't feel threatened. Mississippi campaign is perfect, especially when you begin to see the results. Who's going to argue when your teenage pregnancy rate goes down? Your crack addiction or substance abuse numbers go down. Your children are more educated. Your unemployment numbers begin to drop. You start taking care of yourself. The way we have to change the way we look at things, period. Success is not a big house and a swimming pool and all these material things. We have to change the way we live, the way we think in order to make a change. Because of the only thing you want to do is be like your slave master, like your enemy, we might as well just stay the way we are. If we take control of the state of Mississippi and the only thing we want to do is be like the rest of the country, we might as well just stay where we at. You're defeating the purpose. You have to change your mindset. Your view of life must be different. Your whole idea of living must be different. Your whole idea of existence must be different than on the outside. In religion, the Jesus was talking about you have to be in the world, but not of the world. So we want to build Mississippi, and you in the world, you in the United States, but you won't be of the United States. And see, for many of you, it's hard, that the concept is hard to grasp. You can't comprehend because you think, we still think like a slave. We're not thinking as a free people. We thinking like a slave. So many of you cannot comprehend. You, what in the hell are you talking about? What's good? Because you're thinking like a slave. You can't comprehend. You don't understand. Because the only thing a slave know how to do is copy his master. What if his master got a swimming pool? You want a swimming pool. If your master got a fancy hotel, you want everything you. I don't want to be like them. Your idea of marriage should be different than their idea of marriage. Our idea of raising children should be different than theirs. I don't want to be like them. But that's all a slave can do, because that's all a slave know. And that's all you seen throughout our history is you have the slaves, they set the slaves free, and the only thing the slaves do is try to be like Massa. That's the only thing they know what to do. Is try to copy the slave master, the oppressor. That's the only thing they know how to do. We want to be different because you're free. You don't have no idea what that is. Still think like a slave. Even these black power, blackity black type folks, they think like slaves. They do not think like, just because you said black power, just because you said hotel and all this other crap, don't make you free. You still think and act like a slave. Because if you was free, if y'all was free, you'd be right here on the soul train with me, taking care of business. And we would have that state, and we would be on our way to Georgia, Alabama, whatever the hell else we want to take control of. But you're slave. Oh, I'm just gonna build me a business. I'm gonna boycott, I'm gonna march. Same old stuff. Majority of our people, Legend of Reality says, the majority of our people don't like each other for some of the silliest reasons. It's true. Another true statement. For silly stuff, no reason. Now look, I've been around black power. I've been around black conscience. I've been in this struggle since I was a little boy. And I was attracted to the Nation of Islam. I helped the church. I helped the Hebrew Israelites. I helped any brother and sister that was like I was talking about in an earlier video. I would help any brother or sister doing anything. I support all black businesses, whatever. Yeah, my heart was with the Nation of Islam. My heart was with the Nation of Islam. But I helped everybody. And even on YouTube, I have mirrored other people's videos. I shared countless people's videos. I'm still doing it now. Y'all see me mirror people's videos and share other people's videos. Do you think they do that for me? Hell no. They don't do it. And that's the problem. I've made whole channels for people. Nobody, since 2007, nobody has helped Angel Snub Number 7. Oh, I take that back. White folks have. Oh yeah, I got to tell the truth. My Caucasian listeners share my videos. My Caucasian listeners actually make Angel Snub Number 7 channels that have been taken down, terminated, or whatever. One of my Caucasian viewers, he even paid for views for the channel. And I did not do any, they don't, and did not ask for nothing in return. And they know how I talk. They know where my position is. I share people's videos and things all the time. You mean to tell me, out of all the thousands of videos Angel Snubbing Up 7 put out, you can't agree with nothing to share, to like? So filled with hatred, jealousy, and envy. We got a long way to go. But see, my thing is this. I also know that all stories don't have a happy ending. I know that this story, the ending could be very, very bad. So be it, because that's what you want. And you're on your way to extinction. You're on your way to self-destruction. Somebody was talking about, or they believe, oh, the white man's, he's having a problem having babies. So what? It does not take a lot of Caucasian people to rule over nobody. This is a fact. So his numbers don't mean nothing. And let's say, for instance, if the white man just disappeared right today, you're not going to come into power. The Mexicans or the Asians or whoever, the second strongest group of people in this country, they are going to come into power, and they might be worse than the white folks. This is a fact. So I don't know what you hooping and hollering. You want an easy way out. You want somebody to save you and make it easy for you. You don't have to sacrifice. You don't have to suffer. That's not how things work. You're going to stay on the bottom because you deserve being on the bottom. Do you know why Mike Tyson was on the top? Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali? Because they practiced and they fought their way to the top. Anybody that's doing anything, unless they come from privilege, they fought their way from the bottom to the top. You don't want to do that. Some spook's supposed to come out the sky or whatever, come and save you, some divine person. You waiting on Minister Farrakhan to talk July 4th, 2020, and he's going to talk about, and God gave me this premonition, and the mother's plane came over to Chicago and all this old goofy stuff. That's what you want to hear. Extinction, bye-bye. And maybe that's a good thing. Because like Minister Farrakhan said all the time also, you ain't no good on top of the ground. Maybe you can do some good under the ground and fertilize some turnips or something, some corn or whatever. Because you're no good to yourself. You're no good to nobody. You don't think worth a damn. You act like a slave. I don't know what to tell you. Because I cannot give you one of those feel-good fairy tale stories to tell you. I can't do it. I'm sick of it. I was not impressed by that stuff way back in the day. We need action, and we need it now. The best thing that we could do is the Mississippi campaign. If you cannot get on board the soul train, you want to do all this other little tiddly, winkly stuff, then suffer the consequences of your actions. I just sit back in the cut until the day I die. It's so stupid. Pathetic. So let me see what Legend of Reality have to say. I say that to say I see how many people dislike you for nothing, and you as real as they come. Thank you very much. I don't do nothing to nobody. I just keep it real. It's just the reality of things. Just like when the brother told me I was getting a ball spot right here. I got angry at him. The reality was I was losing my hair right here. I did not want to accept it. He was not telling a lie. And that's what these people problem is. They cannot accept reality. So they take it out on me because I'm letting you know that you got a bald spot. Got a bald spot there. Brother Bakari, you want to say something before we get out of here?
Yeah. Hey, man. First, I want to thank you for inviting me.
No.
And I want to say peace to the chat. I thank the chat for listening. I hope I said something that you like. And if y'all never heard of me, my YouTube channel is Brother Bakari. Me and Angel Snub, Taalik, Ibn'rad. We done had out back and forth, but I know how to put my differences aside for the greater good. And that's what I want to do. You have to put your differences aside. But you said some interesting stuff about how sometimes you're bagged in a corner where you have to fight.
Yeah.
And you know what? I get ridiculed a lot of times for saying we got to fight. But we have been beat so much, we have been beat down to the point. Have you ever heard when we talk about what we can do? Have you ever heard them say, well, but if we do that, they gonna do this? Haven't you heard that before?
Yeah, of course.
So look, watch this. So then everybody know, all of a sudden, everybody know Black Wall Street, right, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? And everybody know Rosewood in Florida, right? You know why I don't talk about them that much? Not that I don't respect what those brothers and sisters did back then, coming out that time and then able to build, but I don't talk about it as much because the ending was we got slaughtered.
Yes.
That's why I don't talk about it. And see, that's why all of a sudden white people talking about it. Because if they studied, if we studied, in the end, we're going to see, even if y'all build, we're going to slaughter you. Because they want them printing in our head, right? You know what I talk about most? What most people ain't even heard of. Mount Bayou, Mississippi. You know why I talk about Mount Bayou, Mississippi? It was the first and last all-black town in this country. And it's still standing today. Built by ex-slaves in 1875. Gave them land that went to, they had to pay for their land. Didn't give them nothing. Gave them land, what they thought was swamp land. Couldn't nothing happen to it. But they built a nice community. Had 6 schools. I'm sorry, had 3 schools, 3 banks. Of course, you know, we had churches. It was a booming black town. You know, from slave hands, because this is one from slave hands. You know how this, you know how that state of Mississippi broke them? In the mid-80s, a white dude driving, because they eventually made them become incorporated, because they just remained to themselves up until like 80, right? 19, so for about 100 years, over 100 years, they were still just their own place, right? Once they became part of the state, a white man driving through on Highway 61, got out the pump, get at a gas station, stepped in a pothole on the street, and when they sued him, the state gave them every town that slave hands had saved. Then that slave was like $25 million from slave hands that was in a town for 6,000 people. If they can do all that, then when you understand what I'm saying? We got more money, supposed to be smarter today, right or wrong? Supposed to have more money, but they can do all that, and that town's still standing. It is still standing. That's why I say when y'all mention the Mississippi campaign, that's why I say when y'all mention it, I believe it can work. It's still standing. But see, they have made Mississippi be the spooky place. When the whole country treated black people just like Mississippi was treated, right? They have made Mississippi be the spooky place. And people don't know. So when I talk about that, you know why they didn't come in and tear it down? If you studied, they built a militia. When they tried, the black folks fought back and fought them off. So they had to figure out another way to get them. That's why I talk about it. Not that I don't respect, not the fact that I don't respect Tulsa, Oklahoma and Rosewood, Florida, what those black men and women did, because I do.
Yeah.
But I want us to have a different ending.
Yeah.
And if that town is still standing, that means they stood the test of time. They stood the militia. They stood them cutting out their business. They stood the test of time where they took all their money. And still it's the only town in this country that ain't nobody ever owned a business but a black person. Ain't nobody ever lived in it but a black person since 1875. Why don't it get the respect that it deserved? Because white people ain't gonna tell you about that. Because if you see that, that might motivate you and be like, damn. I don't like to call other people name on nobody's show, but I'm gonna say Taalik Ibn'rad and the other, whoever talking about Mississippi. But of course, I'm on his show, Taalik Ibn'rad. Like, damn, that shit might work for real. Especially if they ever put their differences aside, because they kind of like got the same plan. Because it's still standing. It stood the test of time, and it's still there. Yeah, it's struggling right now, but since it's struggling and it was built by slave hands, and we always talk about how we respect our ancestors, right? Right. So who's supposed to go fix it up? Them or us? You know, if we respect our ancestors so much, who's supposed to be there rebuilding that hospital? Us or them? Who's supposed to be doing that? Us or them? That's our job, right? Yes. So do we really? So do we truly respect our ancestors, or is that just something we say? You understand? So yes, when y'all talk about that, and in my heart of hearts, in everything in me, do I say it would work? I ain't just saying it would work. I'm telling you, I know it would work. It's other things that we can talk about, how the black farmers in Mississippi help certain things. But this is the thing, because see what had happened was with the voting right. See, everybody like to talk about the Mississippi burning movement, but they don't tell the other part of that, how them people right there had started fighting back too. They only gonna show that one part. They don't want to tell everything. But when they start fighting back and they learn the law, learn to read and learn the law, it's amazing how it spread from Mississippi to Alabama, from Alabama to Tennessee, to Louisiana and to Georgia. Like, damn, black people fighting back. People don't know that's had a lot to do with them telling Martin Luther King, okay, man, y'all can get the right to vote. It wasn't just him marching. It was them black farmers in the South that started fighting back too. Physically fighting back. See, we had two fights going on, but they got to prop up the one who said don't fight back. Right. They can't prop up the other ones. And just like y'all say, you can get Mississippi, you can motivate black people everywhere else to do the same thing. Right. Sorry about that. And I absolutely agree with you. So yes, I ain't saying I believe it'll work. My heart of hearts, I'm gonna say I knew it'll work. That's what I'm gonna say. But we got to put in the work together. Right. We got to be able to stop our differences and put in the work together. We ain't gonna ever agree on everything. Impossible. Me and you, we cordial right now. But these people on this chat don't know how many times we done argued and had it out. Right or wrong. True. People I do shows with now, we done had it out. Yeah. Off air. But we still, okay, we just different. We just different in that area. You understand? We just different, and it's okay for us to have some differences. Right. But it's not okay for us to let those differences cloud our judgment on fixing us. I can work with a Christian. I can work with a Muslim. I can work with the South. Because you know me, I'm going to tell you I'm Pan-African. That's who I am. But that ain't going to stop me from working with you. You the soul brother. And I ain't got no problem with that soul brother. Because at the end of the day, when they put their knee on George Floyd's neck, when they shot Natasha McDade, when them 6 brothers been hanging from the trees in the last 3 weeks, they nobody asked them, are you a soul brother, African, Hebrew, Israelite, Muslim, Aboriginal, Christian? They looked at his skin and said, you know what? All y'all the same to me. And all y'all deserve to be in that tree. The other one who ain't in the tree, you deserve to get shot in the back like Rayshard Brooks in Atlanta. You deserve to have that knee on your neck like George Floyd. You deserve to get shot like Natasha McDade in Tallahassee, Florida. 2 days after George Floyd was killed, she was killed in Tallahassee, Florida. They said she fit a description. For some strange reason, they ain't got the report. They turned their cameras off. They said she fit a description. And when she turned around, when they got her attention, they said she made a movement like they had a weapon. When they went to her, she didn't have no weapon, and it was the wrong person. You know what happened to them cops? They are on administrative leave. That's it. But we ain't even talking about it. Because TV and media got us focused on one person, George Floyd. Sorry what happened to that brother. But it's what they do to black people that's more concerning to me. You understand? All of us. They got us focused on that. Then they got us focused on these stinky symbols. Tear down the statue. But we ain't doing nothing tangible.
Right.
We ain't gonna change no laws for them. But we gonna remove the flag. Let's remove the Confederate flag. Well, the Confederate flag was done in 1861, from 1861 to 1865. But the United States flag that was done in 1776 while we still oppressed, that's okay. I don't care about the flag or the statue. Should it still stand? No, but I don't care about it. What you gonna do for us?
Right.
But he who feeds you controls you. If they give you something, we're gonna end up like Japan. Every black person that wants some of this stuff we giving you, you got to give up all your guns and bullets and swear you ain't gonna ever fight us back.
Right.
That's what they did to Japan. Well, you know something, brother, I thank you for inviting me here. And like I said, if anybody in this chat, if you had never heard of me, and if you like anything that I said, you can go to my channel. It's called Brother Bakari. And I do shows. I'm going to say some stuff that are a little different. I ain't trying to tell nobody. I am pro-black Pan-African. That one thing me and Brother Taalik don't agree on. And we ain't got to agree. And that's okay. I understand what he be saying when he talk about some of those pro-black. But I say I'm not that. I'm saying it now, but I don't normally even say it. I just live it. I can just show it. But I'm not one of those that trying to beat nobody out of nothing. I'm one of the pro-black brothers that live what he talk about. That's how I try to live my life, what I talk about. And that's the best way for me to do it. That's the only way for me to do it, is how I talk about it. So, man, I'm going to get off of here. I got to finish flipping this meat on this grill. That smoke burning my eyes while I'm talking to you.
All right.
But I thank you, my man. And once again, I thank the chat. It was good. So I'm going to have to send you one and get you back to me on mine, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Peace out, my brother. Thank you.
Peace and respect, you too. And on that note, we're going to call it an afternoon. I appreciate and thank Brother Bakari for joining me. It was supposed to be a few minutes, an hour, never fails. But I think we enjoyed our little talk. And I want to say this about Brother Bakari. I feel a sincerity in Brother Bakari. And Brother Bakari, with his actions, really shows that he is able to put aside difference for, just like what he said, that which is in the best interest, what is in the common good of us as a group or a people. And we're never going to think the same. We're not going to act the same. We are different. I'm very sure the forefathers of this country, they were all different, but they had a common goal, a common enemy. And whatever that difference is, I really don't even know what it is. I'm pretty sure, because we know they was different, but we really don't know. Actually, I guess unless you really dig deeper into the American Revolution, I don't know what those differences are, but we know they aren't the same. So, but they was able to push those things aside and deal with the common foe. They had to fight England, Britain, 2 times. And then they had to fight France, who helped them beat England the first shot. All about unification, all about unification. We're not going to survive without unification. It's not going to happen. So if you don't want unification, we might as well give up the ghost. We are good as extinct. We always going to be, I would rather be extinct than stay on the bottom of the totem pole. I'd rather be extinct because it's embarrassing. All your money, all your education, I don't care. Will Smith and Oprah and Robert Johnson and all these Negroes that have a little money and whatever, they still Negroes. They still the N-word. Because you cannot climb no higher than the people you come from. So whatever, some of y'all think that you better than somebody. Call people Sambos and ratchet. Whatever you call them, that's you. You call our sisters bitches and hoes, that's you. You call our children thugs and ratchets, that's you. You think that you're better. No, you'll never. I don't care where you are. And when you go to the right place, they will show you that you're no better than the rest of your folks. They will show you. They don't care. You think they would not hang Will Smith? You think they wouldn't lynch Denzel Washington? You know better. So let's get on the ball game. We really need to stop tripping. Get on board the Soul Train. Share this video. Share Operation Exodus Mississippi promotion the video. It's only 5 minutes long. I want to thank Omar Shabazz, Soul Brother Omar Shabazz, for that beautiful promotional video. I mean, it says everything right there in 5 minutes. Get on board the Soul Train. And let's get the cracking. Let's get the pop. Let's pop this off. Otherwise, anything else, you're not going nowhere. Like King Noble said, that's a fact. So on that note, let me get out of here. Thank you, Facebook, YouTube, for allowing me to use your platform. And until next time, y'all, as important, I wish us love, peace, and soul.